Right, Bentley, World Cup every 3 years. Gianni Infantino wants to do that. He said it's on the back of the commercial success, there's a surprise, of Qatar 2022. The FIFA president is convinced that staging the tournament in the European winter is a game changer as well. I've got so many questions to ask you about this. Firstly, as a footballer, if you can put your mind back into you as a footballer, wasn't that long ago, would you want the World Cup more often? Or I know it would give you more chance to make that squad. Yeah, but as a footballer, is it something that you, of course, were brought up on it being every 4 years, but would you prefer it being more frequent than the World Cup?
It depends, because if you talk about it every 2 years, then what happens to the Euros, first and foremost? But if I'm a player, there is something special about it every 4 years, and you think, well, do you know what I mean? So many records are built on the fact that World Cups are every 4 years. Yeah. But I guess if you are a player, you're thinking to yourself, well, there's more of an opportunity to get yourself to a major tournament. But I almost feel like that takes a bit of the shine off it, because every 4 years, you have to not so much time it right, but you've got to play well. And 4 years is a long time. I know it's every 2 years is a major tournament, but the World Cup, you got the Euros in between. It sets you up nicely. You've got 4 years to get yourself into not into right shape, but the right frame of mind. If you're a youngster who's 18 and you're just like Jude Bellingham and you've got 4 years time, you're only 22, you're ready to go. So I quite like it. And if I was a player, I think I'd like every 4 years. But as I said, being every 2 years, you do get the opportunity to go to a World Cup every 2 years. But I like the fact that it's only for every 4 years and that you've got a Euros thrown in the middle. And obviously, if you're from African descent, you've got the AFCON.
Well, the Continental Football Championships, as you mentioned, you've got AFCON, you've got the Euros, you've got the Copa, etc. If you did the World Cup every 2 years, you'd have to get rid of them.
Yeah, that's where I've got the problem.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that'd be nuts to get rid of the Euros, right?
And do you know what? You're going to getting rid of Euros would be nuts, but you're going to get a lot of ignorant people as well. And you see it where the AFCON's on. It doesn't get, that competition doesn't get the respect it deserves, and that is for fact.
Well, over here it doesn't.
Yeah, for fact. Yeah, whether it be broadcasting, however, it doesn't get the respect. So some people say, just get rid of it. No chance. Do you know what I mean? For that continent,
it's the Euros. It's how we look at the Euros.
It's massive. You can't just get rid of it.
No.
So I like the format, the way football is. Every 4 years is the World Cup, it's special. Then you've got the AFCON every 2 years. You've got the Euros every 4 years.
Every 2 years.
Every 2 years.
Every 4 years.
Every 4 years is the Euros as well. And then you've got, as you said, the Copa America. So the format of the American football at the minute on this planet is perfect. I don't know why because the moment you move one of them major tournaments, it affects everything. It affects absolutely everything.
Also, listen, I love the history of sport. I love the history of football and World Cups as well. As soon as you change it to 3 and 2 years, then all records, goal scoring records, appearance records, everything, they all go out the window, right?
Well, you think every 2 years for the World Cup record is Miroslav Klose, 16. I think he played in 4 or 5 World Cup. I want to say he played in 4.
Yeah.
Right, and he's got the record at 16. Then it's R9. Started in 94. Didn't play a minute, but he started in 94. Well, I think he was there in 2006. He got 15. If you're starting to bring World Cups every 2 years, you're going to get some players out there smashing 30, 40. For what? Listen, I know it's incredible and records are there to be broken, but you're going to have to then
start again. Yeah, like Ronaldo became the first player to score 5 separate World Cups, right?
Yeah.
If you have got the World Cup every 2 years, that's 10 years.
Yeah, easy.
I mean, you're 28, you're 18, you're 28, you've still got another 5-6 years left.
Exactly. So no, I think you've got to take all this into consideration. Probably a little bit like when they started the Premier League. You got the guys who were the record goal scorers before that, and
that's right. You're right. When you talk about record goal scorers now,
people
it's
Premier League
92 onwards. You're right.
Like people almost disrespect and forget about the guys who came before the Premier League who scored a lot of goals. But it was almost like anything before the Premier League didn't exist, and that's not how it should be. I feel if you start changing the World Cup to every 2 years, as you said, great players like Pele, Maradona, these guys will always still be there. But it's almost people would go, well, they won't put as much emphasis on their records if the World Cup's every 2 years.
And do you think the brand or even the competition gets watered down a bit too much? The fact that it's only 4 years, it's almost impossible to win it, right?
Yeah, exactly. People put so much into it.
Yeah, like Ronaldo will never win the World Cup now. Every 2 years, do you think you might have a chance now?
Well, yeah, because every 2 years is nothing. It's absolutely nothing. So,
it's the holy grail, isn't it? And if it's a holy grail, it shouldn't be available every 2 years.
Exactly. You should have to wait for it. You should have to work hard for that. So I'm still for the World Cup. I'm still for the AFCON being every 2 years. The Euros being every 4 years. Because, listen, we're still getting a major tournament every 2 years.
And I like the fact we have that. We have the Euros.
Yeah, of course.
We have the World Cup. I like that.
Exactly.
And then the squad can grow, etc.
Yeah, so no, I don't like this whole... First of all, listen, someone I've got massive respect for, Arsene Wenger, saying 2 years. Now 3
that's
years.
because he's sat behind a desk and he's got to show something for his money. I
get his thought process.
What have you come up with, Arsene?
I get what he's saying, because he's basically saying that the quality of football every 2 years will be better. Because I heard him speak, and he said that's basically what all he's trying to do is get the quality of football better. But no, I like the other 4 years.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so bizarrely, you and I both agree.
Yeah.
Oh, that feels wrong. The world's going to explode.
Don't
but we do. We do. Maybe you do. Maybe you don't.